Hello everybody, I'm now working on the Firebird client and I'm doing a little bit of refactoring. And recently I introduced a piece of code that makes the other code kind of inconsistent, and I would like to show you a little trick that I'm sometimes using to change the code quickly, even if I'm not able to take advantage of the type system of C# and all the refactoring tools in Visual Studio. So recently I introduced this property, connection string options, and it's basically an object that gives me access to different connection string options that the user provided. One of these is also the database name that you want to connect to. So far, so good. The problem is that this property database was in this code before, so it's used all over the code. But now, also in the code, I use the connection string options dot and something. I need to access something else. So it's a little bit inconsistent that in some places I have access directly into the database, and in some other places I need to go through the connection string options. So what I decided to do is do a little bit of refactoring. That means that I want to remove this property, and in all the places that this property is directly used, to replace it with the connection string options.database. The problem is that I cannot do this easily. At least I don't know, maybe there is a way, but I have this simple way. I cannot do this easy because if I rename this property or something, it's going to collide with other stuff, and I basically want to remove this one. So if I remove this one, the compiler will complain, hey, this is a property and I don't know about it. So I can spend, I don't know, a couple of minutes, maybe half an hour, maybe an hour, going through the code and fixing the stuff. That's okay. It's a simple fix, and the compiler will complain as long as there is a line that's still using this old property. So it's not like I would forget about something or it would be broken or something like that. That's fine, but it's still a little bit tedious. So what I usually do is that I rename this property or some other piece of code to some random string, really a random string. And then I use a simple find and replace in the Visual Studio. So I open this one, and this is really a random string, and I'm fairly confident that this string is not in any other part of the code, so it's not going to collide with anything, and hopefully it would even upset the compiler if I would change something else. But it's random, and you can make even longer if you are not sure or something like that. And I will replace it with the connection string options, the database. So I will do replace all. It says, hey, 46 occurrences replaced. That's fine. That means I would have to replace 46 lines in my code. So even if it's like half a minute, it would still be 20 minutes of like really fast clicking and changing and so on. That's boring stuff. So I can close this one. I left the property here so I can now see that it actually worked. So it's there. I can remove it. So strictly speaking, it would not be 46, it would be 45, because normally I would remove this one. And I can do build of the solution to make sure that everything is still working. Voila, it's still working. And that's it. So this little simple trick, if you need to replace something and you don't want to fiddle with complex regular expressions or something, and you can somehow rename it or find it by using really random name, you can use this one. So simple trick, short video, and see you next time.